Hello, everybody. It is Friday, November 28th, the day after Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate here in the States. And we are so excited to continue reading together. I am the Chattering Magpie here for another read-along of the Count of Monte Cristo. And with me, of course, is the gang. Hey, gang, how are you?
Full of turkey.
Incroyable.
We got some turkey responses and French. Ooh la la, that was nice. Excited to be here. You know, it's been a week since we got together and talked about Count of Monte Cristo. But you know what? I love it. It makes every wait between read-alongs even sweeter. So I hope you guys are excited for that. But before that, I just want to say hello to the folks on the chat on YouTube. First, we start with Wisteria Petals in the Breeze, who says, "May I pray for a blessing in appreciation of this serendipitous full calculation of, oh gosh, segue to Farsight and the vibrant resolve of Brenworm of Passion? Yes, you may, please." I guess, Fuji, are you there? Did I?
Story.
Oh, there you are.
You may.
Okay, go ahead, you may.
Oh. So, please give us foreshadowing and inferences in the story. Oh, Brenworm, please give us passionate reading.
Yes, thank you for that. I wonder how are you doing it to know all of the names? Because do you have like a spreadsheet? Do you have a Google Doc? Do you just keep it in your brilliant memory? How do you do it? I always wonder. I lose track of them.
I read a lot of Bookworm.
Yes, that's good. Yes, we are all here reading Bookworm readers too, but I'm not really good with names, to tell you the truth. So I'm just in awe of your talents. So thank you for sharing your talents with us, Fuji. Also, we have
there is the
yes,
there is the wiki also that I usually quickly go to like search the gods, you know.
Sure.
The thing about
the wiki helps.
Yeah. The thing about the wiki though is like it's riddled with ads everywhere, ads and pop-ups. It's so annoying, you guys. Oh, I hate it. So to me, I would much rather, and this is what I do, you guys. I go to the Japanese wiki, which is like illegible, of course. But I'm like, I would rather find my information from the Japanese one because it has 0 ads, or it has very minimal ads. Just because as a matter of course I dislike the ads on the Bookworm wiki, but yeah, it's full of information. I'm not hating on wiki, just on the ads. But yeah, let's see who else is on the chat. We have who is this person called Actor Acolyte? Who could it be? Do you want to read your comment, by the way?
I mean, I can. It's quite short. Voir, donc, incroyable. Ça, ce n'est pas un commentaire.
Mais oui, c'est un commentaire. All right. Good to see you, Teal. Yeah. I have very rudimentary knowledge of French, but I could get that one a little bit. Let's see, who else is with us? Byron Balaam. Hey, Byron, how are you doing? Good to see you. Look at you smiling. I know, it's Friday, so we all rejoice, of course. And also we have Crusher, who says, still full from yesterday's meal. Crusher, if you're available, hop on in and say hello. We would love to have you, of course. But yeah, for all of you guys who had Thanksgiving dinner, and I know it. I know the burden of such a wonderful meal and then still being full of it. And then there's the leftovers, which personally to me, leftover days were my favorite because somehow the turkey just gets I don't know. It tastes better the day after. I can't explain it, you guys. It just feels like to me the turkey and the stuffing, they just taste better the day after. So Fridays, day after Thanksgiving, always my favorite. Though, you know. All right, let's see who else says. Oh, there's somebody who is giving us fair warning. Yukihime says, "Hey everybody, I am full of energy this time, so beware." Are you there, Yukihime? Are you not falling asleep today?
No, I slept a lot last night. I think even 8 hours, I think. So, beware.
Okay, we're forewarned. Thank you for the warning, and happy, of course, to see you here. There's nothing we love more than an energetic and happy Yukihime with us. Yeah.
That's so cute.
All right. You know, you have to give Crusher some of that energy, because look at him. He says, "Why does turkey make me so sleepy?" Do you really want the answer to that? I think there's a science-backed answer to it. I won't go into it, but it's a thing. It's really is a thing.
Maybe that's the problem. I'm on a diet, so that's why I'm full of energy. If I ate, I would have been sleepy.
Oh, you'd be sluggish? So
I'm joking.
Wait, I did hear though that when you start fasting, especially after you break, I think like the 36 hour or something hour, like a long hour, like I would never survive past that hour, certain hours, like your mitochondria start like regenerating and stuff like that. So mitochondria, as we all know, is the powerhouse of the cell.
The powerhouse of the cell.
Yes, I love this universal.
We all know they're little aliens crawling in our cells.
Oh no. Okay. I was thinking like that's kind of creepy, but you guys. So I learned yesterday. I was, reading, informing my mind as one does when you doom scroll. You want to be educational about your doom scrolling. Except this little article came across me because it was like reasons why people are losing their hair, and it has to do with like a mite called, well, some people, a mite called the Domedux mite something. Well, better anyway. So it was like basically a horror read before I went to bed. So, yeah. Wait, I lost track of why I brought this up. Anyway, but huh? What was that? Oh, yes, mitochondria. Yeah. So like when you read about like bacteria inside you and mites in your face, like. It just gives one a creepy, crawly sensation. We all have them, but we don't see them, we don't feel them, and it's really interesting the way if we put our bodies under a microscope, we'd be super freaked out. So yeah.
Oh, I did that in school. We had a microscope, but in the biology class, so we could like take like strands of hair or like a little bit of skin and like putting it under the microscope to look at it, and it looked so weird, but it was interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why microscopes are a popular, well, or at least they were when I was growing up. They were a popular gift for kids. So I don't know. Nowadays, I don't think that's the case.
For people who can afford a microscope, like what?
I think they had like kiddie microscopes that weren't that expensive at some point. Yeah.
There's some pretty cheap ones out there, at least here.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I remember when I was in my biology class, they made us scrape the inside of our cheeks with a toothpick and then put that on a biofilm and put it in a microscope. Like I was with a group of girls and a guy, and the guy was like a cute guy. We all had a crush on him, and none of the girls wanted to put their cheek in the thing because they were afraid that, I don't know. I was like, okay, now that I think about it, I'm like, why do we care like what the guy looking at our cheek cells would think of what, like. But again, junior high or high school or whatever, we ended up looking at the guy's cheek cells, so yeah, it was a loss for everybody. All right, who else is in the chat? We have Wisteria Petals, that's Fuji, explaining why we get sleepy after we eat turkey. And Teal, no worries. Your pronunciation was excellent to me anyway. I don't know about Europe, but in this side of the world, it sounded perfect. It sounded like native French.
Yeah, don't worry. From my understanding, the French, no matter how well you're speaking, if they feel an accent, they will like switch to English, which I feel like is better. Like, let's just. I don't know what's their problem. If you come to southern Italy, southern Europe, any part of southern Europe, and like say hello in their language, if you say ciao in Italia, they're gonna kiss you. Like they're gonna be like, oh my god, you're an Italian. Oh my god, here's some pizza. Like genuinely, I'm not kidding. Like people in Italy love it when you're like speaking like the most broken Italian. They love it. They're like, oh my god, this is an honor. And if you come also here to Eastern Europe and say like a few words in Romanian, everybody will love you. Like they will give you whatever food. Just so we're clear.
Good to know.
That's good. I'm gonna travel my way through Europe by just speaking broken languages. But of course, Southern and Eastern Europe. But that's okay because I think that those have the nicest weather. Whereas, like, I don't think I want to be in colder regions, honestly. So yeah, win-win. Thank you for the tip.
It's perfect then.
Yeah.
Perfect. And also, when it's cold, you can eat your weight in gelato. So you're gonna have a lot of really good gelato to eat.
Sweet. We'll end up not walking but rolling through Europe. Great.
There's a lot of hills, so
now if somebody can push me up Tartarus Lake, and then I can roll down the next hill. All right. We're having too much fun, and you know what? It's time for us to get started on the reading. You know, that's what happens. We've been apart for far too long, and this is what happens, you guys. We just end up doing nonsense. All right. Happy to see peeps as they trickle in. Fuji says, sorry guys, my mic stopped working and my computer doesn't have one besides a headset, can't read. Oh shoot. Oh no. Aw, how about your phone? Can you get on your phone maybe? No? Oh. Alright. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm happy that you're still with us. Maybe in the YouTube. I hope you can join us soon. Alright, you guys, let us get started with reading. Today we are reading chapter 41, but not without first getting Ye's help to catch us up in case you guys missed the previous read along. Ye, could you do us the honor?
Last time on the Count of Monte Cristo, Albert introduced the Count of Monte Cristo to Parisian society using a breakfast with some of his high society friends. Initially, his other attendees did not believe the Count to be real, much less all Albert claimed. However, when the Count arrived, he seemed to match all expectations and impress those Parisians of noble stock. Also in attendance, initially unbeknownst to both the Count and Albert, was Maximillian Morrel, the son of the Count's former employer and the man the Count saved from certain ruin. The Count found himself struggling to meet the man's eyes. Now the Count is set to be introduced to the Count and Countess de Morcerf, Fernand and Mercédès. This time on the Count of Monte Cristo.
Ooh, yes. Thank you so much. So, for those of you who have not read up to now, so far, the Count of Monte Cristo has a vendetta with the with a whole bunch of people, half of Paris, right? But specifically with Albert's parents. So Albert has zero idea, and now he's like, I'm gonna present you to my mom and my dad. So, you know, Albert is a buffoon, well-meaning buffoon, but a buffoon nevertheless. Or at least he comported himself that way in Italy. So I'm excited to read. So let's see. Today, reading chapter 41, we have Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, Patrick's not here, by the way. Patrick, if you're listening to us, I hope that you have a good time. Probably you're traveling, so have safe travels and We will see you soon. And whether it's
He's
in a-
eating his turkey with his family.
Yeah, probably.
He's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, too much
All right.
tryptophan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be too much to expect him to exert himself and fight the turkey's effects on him, but that's okay. It's okay. We got you. We got you. Let's see. Today, reading Count of Monte Cristo is... Oh, look! Teal's gonna be reading The Count. Wow, that's
I
awesome.
feel like give one crack at it, yeah.
Okay, awesome, Teal. And then Albert Morcerf. Ye is going to reprise that role. Or... Did you read Albert last time? Or did you read somebody else? Okay. And Count de Morcerf was Ye 82. And the Countess de Morcerf was Yukihime. And of course, highlighter MVP is Teal. Thank you so much for your participation, everybody. I'm excited. Let's get started with the read. Chapter 41. The presentation. When Albert found himself alone with Monte Cristo.
My dear Count, allow me to commence my service as Cicerone by showing you a specimen of a bachelor's apartment. You, who are accustomed to the palaces of Italy, can amuse yourself by calculating in how many square feet a young man who is not the worst lodged in Paris can live. As we pass from one room to another, I will open the windows and let you breathe.
Monte Cristo had already seen the breakfast room and the salon on the ground floor. Albert led him first to his atelier, which was, as we have said, his favorite apartment. Monte Cristo quickly appreciated all that Albert had collected there. The old cabinets, Japanese porcelain, oriental stuffs, Venetian glass, arms from all parts of the world. Everything was familiar to him, and at the first glance he recognized their date, their country, and their origin. Morcerf had expected he should be the guide. On the contrary, it was he who, under the Count's guidance, followed a course of archaeology, mineralogy, and natural history. They descended to the first floor. Albert led his guest into the salon. The salon was filled with the works of modern artists. There were landscapes by Dupré, with their long reeds and tall trees, their lowing oxen and marvelous skies. Delacroix's Arabian cavaliers with their long white burnouses, their shining belts, their damasked arms, their horses, who tore at each other with their teeth, while their riders contended fiercely with their maces. Aquarelles of Boulanger, representing Notre Dame de Paris, with that vigor that makes the artist the rival of the poet. There were paintings by Diaz, who makes his flowers more beautiful than flowers, his suns more brilliant than the sun. Designs by Decamps, as vividly colored by those of the Salvador Rosa, but more poetic. Pastels by Girard de Muller, representing children like angels and women with the features of a virgin. Sketches torn from the album of Dauzat's The Travels in the East, that had been made in a few seconds on the saddle of a camel, or beneath the dome of a mosque. In a word, all that modern art can give in exchange and as recompense for the art lost and gone with ages long past. Albert expected to have something new this time to show to the traveler, but to his great surprise, the latter, without seeking for the signatures, many of which indeed were only initials, named instantly the author of every picture in such a manner that it was easy to see that each name was not only known to him, but that each style associated with it had been appreciated and studied by him. From the salon they passed into the bedchamber. It was a model of taste and simple elegance. A single portrait, signed by Leopold Rubert, shone on its carved and gilded frame. This portrait attracted the Count of Monte Cristo's attention, for he made 3 rapid steps in the chamber and stopped suddenly before it. It was a portrait of a young woman of 5 or 6 and 20, with a dark complexion and light and lustrous eyes, veiled beneath long lashes. She wore the picturesque costume of the Catalan fishwomen, a red and black bodice, and golden pins in her hair. She was looking at the sea, and her form was outlined in the blue ocean and sky. The light was so faint in the room that Albert did not perceive the pallor that spread itself over the Count's visage, or the nervous heaving of his chest and shoulders. Silence prevailed for an instant, during which Monte Cristo gazed intently on the picture.
You have there a most charming mistress, Viscount,
said the Count in a perfectly calm tone.
And this costume, a ball costume doubtless, becomes her admirably.
Ah, monsieur, I would never forgive you this. I would never forgive you this mistake if you had seen another picture besides this. You do not know my mother. She is whom you see here. She has her portrait painted thus 6 or 8 years ago. This costume is a fancy one, it appears, and the resemblance is so great that I think I still see my mother in the same as she was in 1830. The Countess had this portrait painted during the Count's absence. She doubtless intended giving him an agreeable surprise, but, strange to say, this portrait seemed to displease my father, and the value of the picture, which is, as you see, one of the best works of Leopold Robert, could not overcome his dislike to it. It is true, between ourselves, that Monsieur de Morcerf is one of the most assiduous peers at the Luxembourg, a general renowned for theory, but a most mediocre amateur of art. He is different with my mother, who paints exceedingly well, and who, unwilling to part so valuable a picture, gave it to me to put here, where it would be less likely to displease Monsieur de Morcerf, whose portrait, by Gros, I also show you. Excuse me talking of family matters, but as I shall have the honor of introducing you to the Count, I tell you this to prevent you from making any allusions to this picture. The picture seems to have a malign influence, for my mother rarely comes here without looking at it, and still more rarely does she look at it without weeping. This disagreement is only one that has ever taken place between the Count and Countess, who are still very much united, although married more than 20 years, as on the first day of their wedding.
Monte Cristo glanced rapidly at Albert, as if to seek a hidden meaning in his words, but it was evident the young man uttered them in the simplicity of his heart.
Now, that you have seen all my treasures, allow me to offer them to you, unworthy as they are. Consider yourself as in your own house, and put yourself still more at your ease. Pray accompany me to the apartments of Monsieur de Morcerf, he whom I wrote from Rome on an account of the services you rendered me, and to whom I announced your promised visit, and I may say that both the Count and Countess anxiously desire to thank you in person. You are somewhat blasé, I know. The family scenes have not much effect on Sinbad the Sailor, who has seen so many others. However, accept what I propose to you as an initiation into Parisian life, a life of politeness, visiting, and introductions.
Monte Cristo bowed without making any answer. He accepted the offer without enthusiasm and without regret, as one of those conventions of society which every gentleman looks upon as a duty. Albert summoned his servant, and ordered him to acquaint Monsieur and Madame de Morcerf of the arrival of the Count of Monte Cristo. Albert followed him with the Count. When they arrived at the antechamber, above the door was visible a shield, which, by its rich ornaments and its harmony with the rest of the furniture, indicated the importance the owner attached to this blazon. Monte Cristo stopped and examined it attentively.
Azure 7 merlets, or placed blender. These are doubtless your family arms? Except the knowledge of blazons, that enables me to decipher them. I am very ignorant of heraldry. I, a count of fresh creation, fabricated in Tuscany by the aid of a commandery of Saint Stephen, and who would not have taken the trouble had I not been told that when you travel much it is necessary. Besides, you must have something on the panels of your carriage to escape being searched by the custom house officers. Excuse my putting such a question to you.
It is not indiscreet. You have... Go ahead.
No. Sorry, go ahead.
You have guessed rightly. These are our arms, that is, those of my father, but they are, as you see, joined to another shield, which has the girls a silver tower, which are my mother's. By her side I am Spanish, but the family of Morcerf is French, and I have heard one of the oldest of the south of France.
Yes, these blazons prove that. Almost all the armed pilgrims that went to the Holy Land took for their arms either a cross, in honor of their mission, or birds of passage, in sign of the long voyage they were about to undertake, in which they hoped to accomplish on the wings of faith. One of your ancestors had joined the Crusades, and supposing it to be only that of St. Louis, it makes you mount to the 13th century, which is tolerably ancient.
It is possible. My father has in his study a genealogical tree which will tell you all that, and on which I made commentaries that would have greatly edified. No longer think of it, and yet I must tell you that we are beginning to occupy ourselves greatly with these things under our popular government.
Well then, your government would do well to choose from the past something better than the things that I have noticed on your monuments, and which have no heraldic meaning whatsoever. As for you, Viscount, you are more fortunate than the government, for your arms are really beautiful, and speak to the imagination. Yes, you are at once from Provence and Spain. That explains, if the portrait you showed me be like, the dark hue I so much admired on the visage of the noble Catalan.
It would have required the penetration of Oedipus or the Sphinx to have divined the irony the Count concealed beneath these words, apparently uttered with the greatest of politeness. Morcerf thanked him with a smile and pushed open the door above which were his arms, and which, as we have said, opened into the salon. In the most conspicuous part of the salon was another portrait. It was that of a man from 5 to 38, in the uniform of a general officer, wearing the double epaulette of heavy bullion that indicates superior rank, the ribbon of the Legion of Honor round his neck, which showed that he was a commander, and on the right breast the star of a Grand Officer of the Order of the Savior, and on the left that of the Grand Cross of Charles III, which proved that the person represented by the picture had served in the wars of Greece and Spain. Or, what was just the same thing as regarded decorations, had fulfilled some diplomatic mission in the two countries. Monte Cristo was engaged in examining this portrait with no less care than he bestowed upon the other, when another door opened, and he found himself opposite to the Count of Morcerf in person. He was a man of 40 to 45 years, but he seemed at least 50, and his black moustache and eyebrows contrasted strangely with his almost white hair, which was cut short in the military fashion. He was dressed in plain clothes and wore at his buttonhole the ribbons of the different orders to which he belonged. He entered with a tolerably dignified step and some little haste. Monte Cristo saw him advance toward him without making a single step. It seemed as if his feet were rooted to the ground, and his eyes on the Count of Morcerf.
Father, I have the honor of presenting to you the Count of Monte Cristo, the generous friend whom I had the good fortune to meet in the critical situation of which I have told you. You are most welcome, monsieur,
said the Count of Morcerf, saluting Monte Cristo with a smile.
And monsieur has rendered our house, in preserving its only heir, a service which ensures him our eternal gratitude.
As he said these words, the Count of Morcerf pointed to a chair, while he seated himself in another opposite the window. Monte Cristo, in taking the seat Morcerf offered him, placed himself in such a manner as to remain concealed in the shadow of the large velvet curtains, and read on the careworn and livid features of the Count a whole history of secret griefs written in each wrinkle time had planted there.
The Countess was at her toilet when she was informed of the visit she was about to receive. She will, however, be in the salon in 10 minutes.
It is a great honor to me to be thus, on the first day of my arrival in Paris, brought in contact with a man whose merit equals his reputation, and to whom fortune has for once been equitable. But has she still not on the plains of Mitidja, or in the mountains of Atlas, a marshal's staff to offer you?
Oh,
Replied
I have left the...
replied Morcerf, reddening slightly.
I have left the service, monsieur. Made a peer at the Restoration, I served through the first campaign under the orders of Marshal Beaumont. I could, therefore, expect a higher rank, and who knows what might have happened had the elder branch remained on the throne. But the Revolution of July was, it seems, sufficiently glorious to allow itself to be ungrateful, and it was so far in all services that did not date from the imperial period. I tendered my resignation, for when you have gained your epaulettes on the battlefield, you do not know how to maneuver on the slippery grounds of the salons. I have hung up my sword and cast myself into politics. I have devoted myself to industry. I studied the useful arts. During the 20 years I served, I often wished to do so, but I had not the time.
These are the ideas that render your nation superior to any other. A gentleman of high birth, possessor of an ample fortune, you have consented to gain your promotion as an obscure soldier, step by step. This is uncommon. Then become general, peer of France, commander of the Legion of Honor. You consent to again commence a second apprenticeship, without any other hope or any other desire than that of one day becoming useful to your fellow creatures. This, indeed, is praiseworthy. Nay, more, it is sublime.
Albert looked on and listened with astonishment. He was not used to see Monte Cristo give vent to such bursts of enthusiasm.
Alas,
continued the stranger, doubtless to dispel the slight cloud that covered Morcerf's brow.
we do not act thus in Italy. We grow according to our race and our species, and we pursue the same lines, and often the same uselessness, all our lives.
But, monsieur, for a man of your merit, Italy is not a country, and France opens her arms to receive you. Respond to her call. France will not, perhaps, be always ungrateful. She treats her children ill, but she always welcomes strangers. Ah, father, it is evident you do not know the Count of Monte Cristo. He despises all honors and contents himself with those written on his passport.
That is the most just remark I have ever heard made concerning myself.
You have been free to choose your career,
observed the Count de Morcerf with a sigh.
And you have chosen the path strewed with flowers.
Precisely, monsieur,
replied Monte Cristo, with one of those smiles that a painter could never represent or a physiologist analyze.
If I did not fear to fatigue you,
said the general, evidently charmed with the Count's manners,
I would have taken you to the chamber. There is a debate very curious to those who are strangers to our modern senators.
I shall be most grateful, monsieur, if you will, at some future time, renew your offer. But I have been flattered with the hope of being introduced to the Countess, and I will therefore wait.
Here is my mother.
cried the Viscount. Monte Cristo turned round hastily and saw Madame de Morcerf at the entrance of the salon, at the door opposite to that by which her husband had entered, pale and motionless. When Monte Cristo turned around, she let fall her arm, which for some unknown reason had been resting on the gilded doorpost. She had been there some moments, and had heard the last words of the visitor. The latter rose and bowed to the Countess, who inclined herself without speaking.
Ah, good heavens, madame! Are you ill, or is it the heat of the room that affects you?
Are you ill, mother?
Cried the Viscount, springing towards her. She thanked them both with a smile.
No, but I feel some emotion on seeing, for the first time, the man without whose intervention we should have been in tears and desolation. Monsieur,
Continued the Countess, advancing with the majesty of a queen.
I owe to you the life of my son, and for this I bless you. Now, I thank you for the pleasure you give me in thus affording me the opportunity of thanking you as I have blessed you, from the bottom of my heart.
The Count bowed again, but lower than before. He was even paler than Mercédès.
Madame, the Count and yourself recompense too generously a simple action. To save a man, to spare a father's feelings, or a mother's sensibility. It is not to do a good action, but a simple deed of humanity.
At these words, uttered with the most exquisite sweetness and politeness, Madame de Morcerf replied,
It is very fortunate for my son, monsieur, that he found such a friend, and I thank God that things are thus.
and Mercédès raised her fine eyes to heaven with so fervent an expression of gratitude that the Count fancied he saw tears in them. Monsieur de Morcerf approached her.
Madame, I have already made my excuse to the Count for quitting him, and I pray you do so also. The sitting commences at 2. It is now 3, and I am to speak.
Oh, then, and monsieur and I will strive our best to forget your absence.
Replied the Countess with the same tone of deep feeling.
Monsieur,
Continued she, turning to Monte Cristo.
will you do us the honor of passing the rest of the day with us?
Believe me, madame, I feel most grateful for your kindness. But I got out of my traveling carriage at your door this morning, and I am ignorant how I am installed in Paris, which I scarcely know. This is but a trifling inquietude, I know, but one that may be appreciated.
We shall have the pleasure another time. You promise that?
Monte Cristo inclined himself without answering, but the gesture might pass for assent.
I will not detain you, monsieur. I would not have our gratitude become indiscreet or importunate.
My dear Count, I will endeavor to return your politeness at Rome, and place my coup at your disposal until your own be ready.
1,000 thanks for your kindness, Viscount. But I suppose that Monsieur Bertuccio has suitably employed the 4 hours and a half I have given him, and that I shall find a carriage of some sort ready at the door.
Albert was used to the Count's manner of proceeding. He knew that, like Nero, he was in search of the impossible, and nothing astonished him. But wishing to judge with his own eyes how far the Count's orders had been executed, he accompanied him to the door of the house. Monte Cristo was not deceived. As soon as he appeared in the Count of Morcerf's antechamber, a footman, the same who, at Rome, had brought the Count's card to the young man and announced his visit, sprang into the vestibule. And when he arrived at the door, the illustrious traveler found his carriage awaiting him. It was a coupe of colors building, and with horses and harness for which Drake had, to the knowledge of all the lions of Paris, refused on the previous day 700 guineas.
Monsieur, I do not ask you to accompany me to my house, as I can only show you a habitation fitted up in a hurry. And I have, as you know, a reputation to keep up as regards not being taken by surprise. Give me, therefore, one more day before I invite you. I shall then be certain not to fail in my hospitality.
If you ask me for a day, Count, I know what to anticipate. It will not be a house I shall see, but a palace. You have decidedly some genius at your control.
Ma foi, spread that idea,
replied the Count of Monte Cristo, putting his foot on the velvet-lined steps of his splendid carriage.
and that will be worth something to me among the ladies.
As he spoke, he sprang into the vehicle. The door was closed, but not so rapidly that Monte Cristo failed to perceive the almost imperceptible movement which stirred the countenance of the apartment in which he had left Madame de Morcerf. When Albert returned to his mother, he found her in the boudoir, reclining in the large velvet armchair. The whole room so obscure that only the shining spangle, fastened here and there to the drapery, and the angles of the gilded frames of the pictures showed with some degree of brightness in the gloom. Albert could not see the face of the Countess, as it was covered with a thin veil she had put on her head, and which fell over her features in misty folds. But it seemed to him as though her voice had altered. He could distinguish amidst the perfumes of the roses and heliotropes on the flower stands the sharp and fragrant odor of volatile salts, and he noticed in one of the chased cups of the mantelpiece the Countess's smelling bottle, taken from its shagreen case, and exclaimed in a tone of uneasiness as he entered,
My dear mother, have you been ill during my absence?
No, Albert. But you know those roses, tuberoses, and orange flowers throw out at first, before one is used to them, such violent perfumes.
Then, my dear mother, they must be taken into the antechamber. You are really ill, and just now so pale, as you came into the room.
Was I pale, Albert?
Yes, a pallor that suits you admirably, mother, but which did not the less alarm my father and myself.
Did your father speak of it?
No, madame, but do you not remember that he spoke of the fact to you?
Yes, I do remember.
A servant entered, summoned by Albert's ring of the bell.
Take these flowers into the anteroom or dressing-room. They make the Countess ill.
The footman obeyed his orders. A long pause ensued, which lasted until all the flowers were removed.
What is the name of Monte Cristo?
Inquired the Countess, when the servant had taken away the last vase of flowers.
Is it a family name, or the name of the estate, or a simple title?
I believe, mother, it is merely a title. The Count purchased an island in the Tuscan archipelago, and, as he told you today, has founded a commandery. You know the same thing was done for St. Stephen of Florence, St. George Constantinian of Parma, and even the Order of Malta. Except this, he has no pretension to nobility. He calls himself a chance count, although the general opinion at Rome is that the count is a man of very high distinction.
His manners are admirable, at least as far as I could judge in the few minutes he remained here.
They are perfect, mother. So perfect that they surpass by far all I have known in the leading aristocracies of the three proudest nobilities of Europe, the English, the Spanish, and the German.
The Countess paused a moment. Then, after a slight hesitation, she resumed.
You have seen, my dear Albert, I ask the question as a mother, you have seen Monsieur de Monte Cristo in his house. You are quick-sighted, have much knowledge of the world, more tact than is usual at your age. Do you think the Count is really what he appears to be?
What does he appear to be?
Why, you have just said a man of high distinction.
I told you, my dear mother, he was esteemed such.
But what is your opinion, Albert?
I must tell you that I have not come to any decided opinion respecting him, but I think him a Maltesan.
I do not ask you of his origin, but what he is.
Ah, what he is, that is another thing. I have seen so many remarkable things in him that if you would have me really say what I think, I shall reply that I really do look upon him as one of Byron's heroes, whom misery has marked with a fatal brand. Some Manfred, some Lara, some Werner, one of those wrecks, as it were, of some ancient family, who, disinherited of their patrimony, have achieved one by the force of their adventurous genius, which has placed them above the laws of society.
You say,
I say that the Count of Monte Cristo. I say that Monte Cristo is an island in the midst of the Mediterranean, without inhabitants or garrison, the resort of smugglers of all nations and pirates of every flag. Who knows whether or not these industrious worthies do not pay their feudal lords some dues for his protection?
that is possible.
Never mind. Smuggler or not, you must agree, mother dear, as you have seen him, that the Count of Monte Cristo is a remarkable man, who will have the greatest success in the salons of Paris. Why, this very morning, in my rooms, he made an entree amongst us by striking every man of us with amazement, not even excepting Chateau.
What do you suppose is the Count's age?
Inquired Mercédès, evidently attaching great importance to this question.
35 or 36, mother.
So young. It is impossible.
Said Mercédès, replying at the same time to what Albert said, as well as her own private reflection.
It is the truth, however. 3 or 4 times he has said to me, and certainly without the slightest premeditation, at such a period I was 5 years old, at another 10 years old, at another 12, and I, induced by curiosity, which kept me alive these details, have compared these dates and never found him inaccurate. The age of this singular man, who is of no age, is then, I am certain, 35. Besides, mother, remark how vivid his eyes, how raven black his hair, and his brow, though so pale, is free from wrinkles. He is not only vigorous, but also young.
The Countess bent her head, as if beneath a heavy wave of bitter thoughts.
And has this man displayed a friendship for you, Albert?
She asked with a nervous shudder.
I am inclined to think so.
And do you like him?
Why, he pleases me in spite of Franz d'Epinay, who tries to convince me that he is being returned from another world.
The Countess shuddered.
Albert,
She said, in a voice which was altered by emotion.
I have always put you on your guard against new acquaintances. Now you are a man and are able to give me advice. Yet I repeat to you, Albert, be prudent.
Why, my dear mother, is it necessary, in order to make your advice turn to account, that I should know beforehand what I have to distrust? The Count never plays, he only drinks pure water tinged with a little sherry, and is so rich that he cannot, without intending to laugh at me, try to borrow money. What then have I to fear from him?
You are right, and my fears are weakness, especially when directed against the man who has saved your life. How did your father receive him, Albert? It is necessary that we should be more than complaisant to the Count. Monsieur de Morcerf is sometimes occupied. His business makes him reflective, and he might, without intending it.
Nothing could be in better taste than my father's demeanour, madame. Nay, more, he seemed greatly flattered at 2 or 3 compliments, which the Count very skilfully and agreeably paid him, with as much ease as if he had known him these 30 years. Each of these little tickling arrows must have pleased my father. And thus they parted the best possible friends, and Monsieur de Morcerf even wished to take him to the chamber to hear the speakers.
The Countess made no reply. She fell into so deep a reverie that her eyes gradually closed. The young man standing up before her gazed upon her with that filial affection which is so tender and endearing with children whose mothers are still young and handsome. Then, after seeing her eyes closed and hearing her breathe gently, he believed that she had dropped asleep and left the apartment on tiptoe, closing the door after him with the utmost precaution.
This devil of a fellow! I said at the time he would create a sensation here, and I measured his effect by an infallible thermometer. My mother has noticed him, and he must therefore, perforce, be remarkable.
He went down to the stables, not without some slight annoyance, when he remembered that the Count of Monte Cristo had laid his hands on a turnout, which sent his bays down to second place in the opinion of connoisseurs.
Most decidedly, men are not equal, and I must beg my father to develop this theorem in the chamber of his peers.
End of chapter.
I put in the chat the portrait that I found on
Yes.
Google.
I'm fishing it out right now for everybody's enjoyment. Thank you, by the way. Good job, everybody. Ooh, this was a very interesting chapter. The long-awaited reunion, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Did it fulfill?
Yes.
Did it fulfill all of your expectations? Oh boy.
No, I believe that people can be recognizable after 20 years.
Wait. Okay, Teal. How old is he supposed to be right now? Because I forgot all my math.
I think we were thinking more like 40 than 35, and that's why Mercedes is confused, I think, if she suspects that he is Edmund.
He's got to be
Yeah,
about
but-
45.
40s, yeah.
Yeah, but there's also the fact that he probably looks younger because he sat in a prison for a lot of years and did not sit in the sun. Like, sun exposure is basically the most aging thing ever. And also, it seems like he, throughout all his conversations with Albert, he has continuously, like, intentionally probably dropped the hints that he was actually 35, you know, like intentionally to Albert. Like that's the kind of thing that Monte Cristo does apparently.
Yeah. Imagine having to keep your story straight. I would have given myself up like so long ago. Like I wouldn't have been able to keep the lie straight in my head. I'd be like, oh yeah. What's it, Teal?
I can also think. Go ahead.
I was going to say that sun is very damaging, but the next most damaging thing is stress. And being in prison for 14 years and then plotting revenge is a very stressful activity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I do have 2 other reasons why he might look young. I mean, obviously, the first one is that he's just a vampire. Got to know that money can buy you vampirism. The other, of course, is that he had access to Abbé Faria, who definitely knew some medicine, and therefore may have been able to introduce him to an elixir of youth, like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, you will look 10 years younger if you drink it regularly.
I was wondering how you were going to segue into it. Yeah, definitely Dr. Pepper. We are not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, but Dr. Pepper, if you want to sponsor us, we are free. I am ready and willing. I'll check my email for any offer of, yeah, drink your Dr. Pepper, everybody. It just makes you younger and younger. Byron brings up in the chat cosmetics, which is, I think, the way one would go about it. At least, yeah, I think cosmetics is definitely one of the things that he might be relying on.
His contour game is great.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, I think cosmetics, a blend of not having been in the sun, and definitely the book is really pushing this idea that he's after he let go of humanity, as it says after part 1, where he's bid adieu to humanity, he's definitely embracing his role as a vampire. So he's no longer human, you guys. He is a vampire, or he is some fury out to meet justice into this world. So it's definitely something the author wants to do. So I see what he was doing, and I love it. Let's see. So what did you guys think of the description of both Fernand and Mercédès now that they are here and introduced?
I mean, it was about what I expected.
Mm-hmm. It says that Fernand, the Count of Morcerf, has aged. Like he looks like way older.
He looks in his 50s. So.
Mm-hmm. He looks like he's in 50s, though he's supposed to be in his 40s. And it does say that it's kind of like a reflection of the way he has spent his years as somebody who has, has a great burden of, I don't know, is your evil eating up your youth? I don't know. I think so. I like to think so.
Which makes me wonder, why does Mercédès still look so young?
Because she's cosmetics.
He's virtuous enough. If we're following that old idea that, beauty is due to one's virtue.
That is true. Yeah.
That's almost certainly.
Have you seen the portrait? She's pretty, that's why.
Right. So, Morcerf is suffering from that. What was that?
I wish I could pull off a mustache that cool.
No, I don't know. I think mustaches are overrated. I think.
I'm sorry, but it's either the entire thing with mustache and beard, or nothing.
Yes.
Like it's one or the other. Mustaches are for jail.
Straight to jail. Yeah, I agree with you, Kihime. You're either clean shaven or you have a nice, nice trimmed beard situation. Both of those are acceptable. Mutton chops, no. Sideburns, no. Mustaches, no. Goatees, no. None of that.
I regret to inform you I have a goatee.
Oh, now we're forming a greater picture of the mysterious yay. Okay. All right. Well, it all depends on the person, but...
So it's just the goatee, or it's like also a mustache?
Oh, the mustache is there as well.
Alright, so it's mustache and goatee.
What's a combo look? Okay, fine, okay. I just realized how I could have offended all of the listeners.
True.
But,
darn, I have to shave my mutton chops.
Yeah. I was. Oh no! I was like, for sure. I did not offend the mutton chop crowd because there's gonna be no mutton chop. And now here comes Steele saying that she has mutton chops. Oh no!
I have a friend with mutton chops, so
damn.
They exist though.
They exist in this century.
Hey,
look, some people just want to look like they walked out of a photo from the Civil War.
It's
I
like,
did not know those people exist. I'm sorry.
Look, it's like the people with the mullet. Okay, like I'm sorry, the mullet does not work, but there's people out there who still have the mullet look, and I'm like,
right,
that's a choice.
I think I am too European for this conversation. People don't have mullets or mutton chops here. I've never seen one on the street.
I want to see someone with both. I just want it.
A mullet
I'm
and
Googling.
mutton
Give me a look.
Somebody's going to be creating some AI monstrosity. I just know it. I know it.
No AI. No AI. You can
Roger, you're
find it on
listening. We
Google.
believe you.
All right, I see comments
Just Google
here.
it.
I see comments here. Byron Balaam says, "Well, I sport a mustache and a full beard. Good for you. Look at you. Look at you." And Patrick says, take a selfie and post it on Discord to show off my fabulous beard. There you go. See, beards. Let's see.
Okay. I just put in the chat here someone with mutton chops and a mullet, and it's a choice.
Is it as revolting as I think it's gonna look?
It's glorious.
The guy is okay looking, so he's kind of pulling it off, I guess, but I would still prefer not.
So it just all depends on whether they have a nice face then. Oh.
No, I would still be against this, but it's like it's just not horrible, you know?
I do not approve. I do not approve. No, you guys are seeing it on stream. No, no. But again, you know what? That's me. I'm sure. Like, I do not speak for all of womankind. So, all of you out there, like, ignore me. Like, don't take it personally. It's just me. Okay, I'm me and Yukihime.
As we have previously discussed, some people's yuck is other people's Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, but Magpie is not speaking for me. My decision is applicable to everybody. Please have
Okay.
if you want a girlfriend, please have a mustache and beard combination, like everything, but like trimmed nicely and on a consistent basis, and like that's how you get a girlfriend.
All right. Okay, well. Teal, please bring some wisdom into this conversation that's just gone really superficial. Go on.
A very controversial mustache was grown at my work, and a lot of people commented on it.
How
and what it came down to was the people who liked the mustache had daddy issues. The ones who did not like it did not. And that's what we decided this deciding factor was.
Oh, okay. Question: what kind of mustache was it, though?
It's like a normal mustache.
Okay.
But it was just a mustache and nothing else.
Okay.
That's weird. I feel like the people with the people I insulted are coming for me.
They are. Whoa,
Okay,
mute yourself,
I'm
gal.
good. Sorry. Sorry. So, I have both daddy issues and I hate mustaches. What do you do with that?
Maybe it's an American thing too. I wouldn't read too much into it.
I mean, my father in question has a mustache, so that's probably my problem with it.
Could be.
Yeah.
All right. What in the world did we get into this conversation of mustaches and beards? I blame Ye. I blame the
Count de Morcerf.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
All right. So we got
but
Count
have
de
you
Morcerf.
seen those eyebrows?
Oh gosh.
Have you seen those ridiculous eyebrows?
I've seen the
The
eyebrows.
man has 3 mustaches, just 2 are above his eyes.
All right.
Yes.
Let's see.
All right. To try and desperately change the conversation.
All right.
I do appreciate that somehow Abbé Faria taught Edmund to identify all of the greatest painters by their painting work in prison without any visuals.
I think he went and visited some museums and he got some culture afterwards, after he left prison. He traveled and stuff. But I think it helped that he had a foundation of art appreciation from Abbé Faria for sure. Sorry, Yukihime, you were gonna say something else?
Yeah, I was just thinking, it's not only art appreciation. He probably did like know the paintings, or at least like even without like the visual aid, which it's very important. You could learn a lot about like art history and a lot of art in general. Just by learning it without the pictures, I guess. Like it's doable. There's a lot of information.
Maybe, but I still really appreciate the image in my head of Edmund just staring at pictures on the wall of the cell like, I gotta learn who this is a parody of.
Yes.
Achieved by vengeance.
All right. I think also he had like a lot of, I don't know how he did it. I feel that he had a spy in there somewhere. He paid someone off to like take notes as to like everything that, I don't know. I'm just thinking like if he's gonna go as far as to like trap Albert, he I think he did his homework too. Yeah, I'm just saying I have a suspicion that he might have paid someone off to get that kind of info. Let's see, who else? Okay, so Patrick shared his photo on the Discord. Okay, we got a picture of Patrick with his beard. I won't share it because of privacy issues, but yeah, you got a beard. Yeah. Let's see. And then Byron says he tried having a mustache, didn't like it. I tried also having a mustache, but I couldn't grow it out, so probably I'm just jealous. All right, you guys. So in the next chapter, we're going to... Oh, there was something else I want to talk about. Hold on a second. I really enjoyed, before we talk about the next chapter, I really enjoyed the description of the picture of Mercédès. And I love the little, kind of like the little drama behind it. Like the father, like Fernand hated it. He hated that picture. And so I wonder why. I mean, she looks like she used to be before when she and Edmund were, were a couple. And it looks like she's yearning for the sea. I wonder what it is. I like that. And also, just to answer some questions here, when it says that she was at her toilet, you guys are ridiculous. I was like, I hope he reads toilet the way it should be read, toilet.
I know. It's the problem with sight reading. I'm gonna read the word and then realize, oh no, it's the other word.
Yeah, I know.
Minute and minute always gets me.
Oh, minute, minute. Are these spelled differently? Oh, is it by context? Oh well. Yeah, English is a very interesting language, but this is not English, this is French. Let's see. Anything else about this chapter you guys want to comment or share? What did you like?
I did appreciate that, like, Mercédès took one look at him and she knows. She knows.
Mm-hmm.
She's doubting herself, but she's on the right track.
Yeah. I mean, it's on top of her knowing, like, being very close to Edmund, then there's the woman's intuition, you guys. The woman's intuition. And more often than not, that doesn't fail, you guys. I know a lot of people make fun of it, but we have this gut instinct that just something feels off, and it's a matter of survival for us to follow that instinct.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real. So, if your wife, girlfriend, sister, whatever, tells you like, I'm gonna have a bad feeling about this, listen to her, okay? Because it's a sixth sense that has kept us alive, and we just want to keep you alive too. All right, everybody, it is time for us to close out. But next week we will pick up. We will read chapter 42, Monsieur Bertuccio. Ooh, who is this Monsieur Bertuccio?
Find out next time
that's
on the
right.
Count of Monte Cristo.
One of my new
Nice.
favorite characters, that's who.
Oh, have you read ahead?
I
She
have
highlighted the
highlight.
next 6 chapters.
Oh, you did! Wow.
She's
Okay.
my helper.
Yay!
Like this guy. I can't wait to read him, but he's gonna talk a lot. So like it's to the point, Magpie, that for one chapter at least, I think you should just take him over because he's basically the narrator, like for the entire thing.
Don't you want to reprise your role as wall text reader like you did for Anne of Green Gables?
Oh, I would love to, especially this guy. He has feelings. He has big feelings.
Ooh,
So like,
feelings.
I would honestly try like that.
Well, you know what you have to do in order to read him. You have to be here on Friday when we next get together to read, you guys. Also, if you want to continue to have, random, strange, fun times with me and the gang, we are still getting together on Sundays to watch anime. We're continuing with Who Made Me a Princess, Spy Fam, and we just started watching the Count of Monte Cristo anime, which is it's like a real trip. Like, I'm enjoying it. It's a real trip though. The artwork is totally unlike anything I'd ever seen before. It has an atmosphere that I just can't. I haven't seen in many animes, like modern day. I like it though. It's kind of nostalgic. So we're watching that. Otherwise, you guys, I will see you next week when we pick up chapter 42 and maybe 43, since it seems that 42 is a shorter end of a chapter, right? I feel like it's shorter. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Again, thank you everybody for joining us today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and spread the word about our read-alongs so that, more people can enjoy the fine art of literacy. I will see you guys next Friday. Take care, and thank you to the following people who read today. Count of Monte Cristo was read by Teal. Albert Morcerf was read by Yay82. Yay also read the Count of Morcerf, that's Fernand. And the Countess of Morcerf, that is Mercédès, was read by Yukihime. Highlighter MVP was Teal. Thank you all so much for your support. We will see you on Friday. Say bye-bye, gang, and thank you, YouTube chat, for joining us today. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Au revoir.
Arrivederci.
Au revoir.
Let's go someday.
Arrivederci.